Ogundamisi, a Yoruba activist and popular political activist, has taken to his verified Twitter handle to throw a question. According to his tweet, he asked his followers, who might probably be Ipob members, to name one lawmaker from the southeast that has presented a bill in the National Assembly for the inclusion of a referendum in the constitution or recognition for the Republic of Biafra seceding from the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He further went to make it clear that what is more important in the country now is restructuring. He reminded his followers that the political class across party lines and ethnicity are clamoring for restructuring rather than going separate ways. Recall that one of the major headlines that keep making it top of the news recently is the agitation by the secessionist group Biafra for an independent state. This Biafra movement is championed by the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, led by their leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This separatist group is dominant in the eastern region of the country. Southeastern region of the country. That is the question that Kayode Ogundamisi is talking about. That is to tell you that this guy does not know what he's talking about. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's neither here nor there. He does not even understand what is happening. He does not see the handwriting on the wall, or maybe he decides not to look at the handwriting or what is being written on the wall. First and foremost, he's part of APC government because he's one of their chieftain and he resides in the UK. And again, the party promised restructuring. A lot of people who are blaming Goodluck Jonathan that, the confab conference that was held in 2014, why didn't he make it a reality? And some people are of the opinion that he didn't have that time, that if he had come on board, maybe he would have implemented it. And I'm beginning to see that he might not be able to have implemented it, because just take a look from what APC, one of the promises of APC, they talked about restructuring. It's part of their manifesto, and they used that to deceive a lot of Nigerians. But guess what? As soon as they came on board and they began to twist it, when people began to ask them, you said restructuring this and that, and they were trying to twist the whole thing. They were trying to, play on the intelligence of the people. They say, they didn't promise restructuring. Not until somebody brought it out that it is part of your manifesto. And before 2019 election, they began to see that people wanted to use it against them, and they quickly formed a committee headed by El-Rufai, and they said, they are going to look at it, they are going to look at it. And the way, because some of their leaders, they are all 419s, majority of them are 419s, let me not say all, majority of them are 419s, and some of them even told us now that restructuring has taken place, or some of them are still saying, yes, restructuring is going on. Some of them that say that Buhari has already restructured. So at the end of the day, as soon as they came on board after the second tenure, they forgot about everything. That committee, or the how many man, whatever that they had, up till now, we don't even know the result. We don't even know what they talk about. People are still referring to that. So that's why I say, had it been those who are making excuses for Goodluck Jonathan, that if he had won that 2015 election, maybe he would have made it a reality, he would have, implement that. But of course, because he didn't enter now, so he can tell us cock and bull stories. But initially, APC told us that they never promised restructuring, but not until when the people put it up to them. Now, 6 years down the line, they are not even making restructuring part of what they promised Nigeria. They promised Nigerians a lot of things, and yet they've not been able to fulfill all those promises. Now, Kayode is now telling us that what we need now is restructuring. And again, he has forgotten that majority of the people from the north that he himself is still supporting, they said they don't want restructuring, that restructuring means separation. Or has he not heard that restructuring means separation? And those from the north are saying, the southern governors that met recently, talking about restructuring as well, that they don't have the right or moral justification to be saying it. They want to, because they want to align it together. So they said restructuring is not supposed to be coming out from the southern governors, that they are betraying. A lot of them are now betraying Buhari, especially those ones that are in APC, because they came together. So what are we talking about? Who is deceiving who? Because Buhari himself, the presidency, they believe that restructuring is what is separation. So how do you now go and tell and teach them, your people, Kayode Ogundamisi, because I know you know the restructuring again that they are talking about. They are not even interested in restructuring. It is because that the agitation is gaining ground so speedily. The agitation is gaining ground. That is why they are coming out to say restructuring. But let everybody now agree that, okay, those who are even agitating, let's talk about restructuring. You see that they will not do anything. They will close the chapter again. They will close the chapter. So these people, they think they are wise, or they think they are wise. The same APC does not believe. The same party that you are supporting, that you belong to, does not believe in restructuring. They see restructuring as separation, as secession. So what are you talking about? How many times have you confronted or tried to lecture those who are in your party that restructuring does not mean the same thing as separation? And now you are coming to tell us, like, just like I said, if everybody comes together now to say, okay, restructuring is the order of the day, okay, we have agreed on restructuring, they will begin to bring a lot of bottlenecks. They will tell you, oh, restructuring means different thing to different people. They will begin to, and they will just drag it until people will be frustrated. I think Afenifere and Ohaneze and Pandev, they have been on this restructuring for God knows when. These are elderly people, majority of them are elderly people talking about restructuring. They have seen, they have seen it all. Yet up to today, they are still crying of restructuring. Nobody looked at their side. Nobody is talking about anything. Now that they know that the secessionists are gaining ground, that people are beginning to hear their voice. This secession of a thing is coming from the Ipob, really, from the southeastern part of the country. But unfortunately for them, for the government, now the song is getting louder. The restructuring, the secession or breakup of the country is louder again from the southwest, and that is why they are now trying to resort to restructuring. But unfortunately, these people are really deceivers. They are not ready for anything. Well, you are a Yoruba man. How many lawmakers from Southwest have presented a bill for the recognition of Oduduwa State? You left the blank covering your eyes and concentrate on the speck of another man's eyes. Please and please, my people, if can be possible, I will suggest we forget about this man and his write-up. Normally, when they want to sell, they come up with a one Igbo write-up or the other. Of course, he didn't even include. Of course, he didn't include Odudua to all of this, as if it is only Biafrans that are not talking about a secession. Someone asking, as Odudua presented, this is a very lame question. What you have just done is justifying failure. Someone has just pointed out that that you failed in an exam, and instead you are picking up courage to tell him you will do better tomorrow. You turn around and tell him even if you fail. So I ask you, how has that helped your case? Who is this one? Please, we know you're seeking for Ghana must go and sit down. The political class who are benefiting from this distorted arrangement will never agitate for a referendum, because to be put in our constitution, they will rather look for ways to make easy money from the current mindless killings currently going on in the southeast. Of course, you should know that politicians they will never do that.